Liquor Talk, another new episode starts right now. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Liquor Talk podcast, the podcast where we don't just sip liquor, but we stir the culture. But you're more than welcome to get your drink started if you haven't done so already. Shout out to everybody out there, whether you're sipping on some wine, sipping on some tequila, whatever you like to sip on, get it poured up. Because my guest is joining me from 3,000 miles away. She coming to me all the way from California. She's coming from Northern California. She's the host of QuaniTEA Radio. It's Miss Big Quan in the house tonight. How you doing today, Big Quan?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for checking in. This is what happens when you reach out to me. You say, "Hey, I want to be on the podcast." We get you on. So no matter where you're 3,000 miles away or 5 miles away, it don't matter. So let's go ahead and get into it. Tell us about QuaniTEA Radio.
QuaniTEA Radio. I've been podcasting since 2020. Been doing my thing. I always talk about it being a healing journey for me. It started as a healing journey for me, and continuing to be a healing journey for me. I was just going through some things in my life at the time, just weighing out what was going on, taking that self inventory. I was like, you know what? I need an outlet. I really need an outlet. And I started it just strictly audio, talking about my feelings, expressing myself and doing my thing. And it led to me wanting to interview other people and let them to express themselves and what their thoughts and opinions were, and just have some good conversation. We'll talk about everything from love, spirituality, growth, relationships, business, anything that comes to mind that I want to talk about, that they want to talk about. We put it on the table at QuaniTEA Radio, and I released my episodes on YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. So it's been going strong for 5 years now, about to be 5 years.
That's what's up. At least you're one of the people that started and kept it going. Because I know so many people that start their podcasts during the pandemic, and those people aren't recording today. So, what made you keep it going?
Me, I need to talk. I need to let some stuff out. It just kept going. It's a passion of mine. I've been, since even when I was a child, I used to watch talk shows, Oprah, Tyra, Ricky Lake, Wendy Williams. Shout out to Wendy Williams. And just was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. Like, I want to know people more. Whatever you see on the surface or the forefront of people, whatever they let you know, they let you know that. But I want to go a little bit deeper. Like, I want to dive a little bit deeper and get to know the real them. I want to get people let people know the real me. I want them to get to know me for real, and just how I feel, and if I could be an inspiration to anybody on what I'm going through or what my guest is going through, or some knowledge that we can share with each other, with the world, then let's do it. Why not? And I want to keep it going. I want to keep elevating it. I want it to get bigger and bigger. And what started as, like I said, my healing journey is now just continuing on to something that really interests me and also that I'm passionate about. So I got to keep it going. It gives me that fire.
Of course. I feel that over here because that's why I got so many episodes and people wonder why you got so many episodes, why you didn't keep it going. Because it's that fire that keeps you going, and not everybody has that fire and whatever it is, whether it's podcasts or whatever you like.
Yep, exactly. You got to keep it going. If it gives you that fire, that passion, you can't never stop. It's just something that you want to do, whether if money is involved or it's not involved. Like, it's still something that fulfills you. So you got to keep that going.
That's real. So on your last episode, the Soft Girl Reset, I really respect it because y'all really making time for show up for a man, who's showing you that he's being a man for you instead of trying to pile onto that man or make that man pay for the last man. I really do respect that. So talk about the inspiration behind that episode.
You know what? I have some notes in my phone. This is actually where I got the episode from. Sometimes I write a whole bunch of notes in my phone, and that was one of those notes where I'm like, you know what? We need to talk about this. And the original title was Reverse Feminism. We want to just be pro feminism, and that's good. Everything's woman can do this, woman can do that. We don't need nobody to do this. But that's been the narrative for so long. Like, okay, especially with Black women. I'm gonna just speak for Black women in general. Like, oh, we independent. Either we're forced to be independent, which made us independent, or we just like to do things ourselves because we've been in previous relationships where a man has failed to come through and do what he said he was going to do. And so we end up doing it ourselves when we get switched into being in that routine day after day, time after time. So when a man does actually want to show up, it's like we don't really give him a chance to show up because it's like we're already expecting the disappointment before it even comes, or if it might not come. We're just expecting it because we've been through it so much. And so you know what? I said, you know what, we need to talk about this because we need to let men do what they gonna do. If they want to show up for us, let them show up. If they don't, then that's that. But we need to get out of that mindset. Just because we've been through it so many times, or this person let you down, it doesn't mean that the next man is going to let you down. Somebody might be coming in there with some pure, true intentions on doing what he said he was gonna do. So that's what I really got from that episode, and why I came up with that episode. And I've even been through it myself. It's like, okay, you know what? I've dealt with a couple dudes that just ain't about nothing. And I'm just like, you know what? I've experienced other men that are about something. I said, oh, I'm gonna show up for you and I'm gonna do XYZ. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And they really show up and do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And just letting a man do that. A man need to feel important and valued too. Because if you're doing everything in a relationship and no, I got it, it's okay, you ain't gotta plan this, oh, I got this. When he offers, he's gonna be like, okay, well, what am I here for? If you're doing
Mm-hmm.
everything, what am I adding to the relationship? You're trying to take control. And some men, they're like, okay, women, we have to step and do some things sometimes. But as a man looking at it, I had to put myself in a man's shoes. Like, okay, so what you need me for? What am I here for? If you got it, I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
sit here and let you take control. A man's supposed to lead. Let him lead if he wants to lead.
Of course, you gotta let that man lead, and if he doesn't lead you, you better believe he's leading the next woman. And so, and also,
Exactly.
and the same way can be applied for us women, for us men as well, because we gotta find a woman that actually wants to be led, and stop making the new one pay for what the last ones did. Because there's a lot of women out there, we done been through it too. We done been through it, that they see us and they just want to use us instead of letting us instead of trying to let us lead and do what we're going to do. And
Mm-hmm.
also, there's some women out there that they really do step up. And so I admit too, I get shocked as well when I see a woman that say, "Hey, I want to do X, Y, Z," and she actually does it because, like you said, it goes both ways.
Yep. It goes on both ways, both sides. We really just have to let each other play each other's role. Not play, but actually be in your role. Step into your role as a man, as a woman. And I know sometimes, like you said, women will just want to use men and be like, okay, well, I want this. I want him to do this for me. I want him to do that for me. We coming in, we leading in. Well, I want you to spend this much money on me. I want you to do this, do that. And sometimes men might take a step back and be like, no, she's just trying to use me. It's both. We've been through stuff on both ends, on both sides, both genders. But you have to actually, like, when you like this person, you got to put your faith in this person. You got to put your trust in this person and see how it's going to go, because everybody is not the same. I know it could be hard, just like I said, based off past experiences, but you have to give each other a chance. You have to give one another a chance.
Definitely, definitely. You got to give one another a chance. And if that person isn't showing you what they need to show, you need to kick them to the curb, because life is too damn short to be sitting here giving a person chance after chance after chance. If somebody
Amen.
shows you something, you got to believe it the first time, and stop running to social media telling me, oh, women ain't this or men ain't this. No, you're the dumbass because the person showed you, but hey, you ignore the signs because you desperately
Ooh,
wanted to make it work, or you just wanted to have a piece of somebody.
exactly. Ooh, Lord. You know what? Let's talk about that real quick, because you said, if a person show you who they are the first time, believe them. Sometimes we give people too much the benefit of the doubt too. It's like, let that man, give him a chance, give him a chance, give him a chance. Somebody might have a hiccup here and there. Everybody make mistakes. That's fine. But when somebody has showed you who they are two, three, four times, and you still continue to blank that out your mind, to blur that out, then it becomes on you. You can't go around saying men ain't this and women ain't this. If they done showed you three, four times and it's still continuing, just go ahead and put that on you now. Fool me once, okay. Fool me twice, fool me
Mm-hmm.
3 times. Now it's on you. So you gotta
Yeah.
be able to recognize those patterns.
Yeah, you definitely got to recognize those patterns. And another thing is, sometimes you'll be ignoring somebody who's good for you just to get these patterns. And I'm like, you know what? You ignored this person. I've had some homies. You ignored this girl, but who can show up for you, except for, but now you want to run behind the woman who shows everything. Make it make sense.
I don't know what it is. Like we just love the red flags. We love something that looks like a good time, but it's not a good time. Or maybe it's just an adrenaline rush, or we think we maybe can change a person. I don't know what it is. We get a thrill out of that sometimes. The good person, the person that's steadfast, the person that's on it, consistent, sometimes that gets a little boring. That's something that's a topic that need to be talked about because it's like
Mhm.
somebody will do all these things and be on you and persistent. They calling you, they checking in, they showing up with flowers and they giving you taking you out and doing this, and you like, I want to go with him, even though he ain't called me back in 3 days and he ain't did this. Like he's a little bit more appealing. Like, why do we do that as women and as men? Why do we do that? We let
I
our
will.
own stuff down.
Yeah, y'all do let your own stuff down. I realize it's a healing. Y'all need to heal or something like that, or y'all need to change your surroundings. Y'all need to, be like, listen, I need to change what I like, and also need to elevate your rooms because if you elevate your rooms and figure out with different circles, then I guarantee you the quality of person will change. And some
Mhm,
people know I wanted
mhm.
to make those changes. And if somebody's boring, make tell your asses get out the house, go do something like there are plenty of things you can do, like go to the beach or go for a trip or something, or go to arcade or go. There are plenty of activities to do if somebody's
Yeah,
in the house bored, or play some games online or play some drinking games. Do something if you're bored with somebody.
exactly, exactly. You gotta spice. You gotta figure out spice it up. You gotta do something. Like you said, you need to elevate your rooms that you're in. So you going to the club all the time. You mad that you find people that do going to the club all the time activities and how they act and their behavior. You can go and elevate yourself. Go paint. Go sip and paint. Go to the
Mm-hmm.
wine club. Go to go somewhere where it's different people around that you are not used to being around, and that will make you. It will make you rise to the occasion because you're keeping yourself down here when you can elevate yourself and find different people. We all have to grow and evolve and level up the people that we're around.
Yes, we do. And nothing I will say, fellas, if you want to go to the cigar lounges instead of going to the clubs, go to the cigar lounges where the mature men be at or the mature people be at. Leave the hookah spots on. I mean, the hookah spots are good, but not all the time. Now, don't be
Yeah.
dumb because people need to realize some of that hookah is worse than actual cigarettes. People don't realize
Yes.
that.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that.
And also, another thing I will definitely say is we need to get in the habit of being in rooms to better ourselves. That way, instead of go to the networking events, go to the places where you might feel uncomfortable. I guarantee you'll come out there with some connections and people that are actually wanting to help you with whatever it is you're doing.
That's absolutely true. That goes for me. I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and try this event now. Let me go over and go to this little lounge over here that I've never been to. That's upscale. Instead of going to the basics. Gonna find
Yeah.
yourself some new people, some new connections.
Yes, go ahead and find some new connections. In your podcasting journey, what is something you wish you would have known before you got started?
Mm. Something I wish I would have known is not to be so caring on what other people think.
Hello.
Um, yeah, you could get caught up in that, and why don't you talk about this? Why don't you do this? Or why don't you do it that way? Or, people's critiques and things like that. Sometimes it's good, a little bit of constructive criticism is good sometimes, and it might lead you in a different direction than where you thought you were trying to go. Like, oh, I might want to do this. It might help me, but also, um, trying to follow what everybody's doing, follow the trends. And if that's not who you are, if that's not what you really want to be about, don't do that. A lot of times, especially when I was first starting out, people were talking about whatever. And then now it's like more of like the surface level, very shallow and going to the he said she said, or very like dramatic podcasts talking about gossip all the time, things like that. That's not really my stance. You know, if something comes up like that and it comes up in a conversation, it comes up in a conversation. But I'm not intentionally going in, ooh, this person said this or this person said that, or what do you think about what this person said? And what do you think about? I'm not doing that. Whatever your niche is, you need to stay in your lane, and what's in your heart needs to go with what's in your heart. You start your podcast talking about, you know, the color green and different shades and talking about greenery and all. Talk about it. You ain't got to start talking about what's going on in Hollywood. Just think you can get views. Like, the people that are for you will find you, and that's gonna be your clan. That's gonna be your group. So always stick with what you started with, and don't let other people influence you to do some things that you don't want to do just for views. That's what I wish I had known. I kind of went into it knowing that too, but just seeing how things could be, it's like, oh yeah, I'm staying right here. This is my lane. I'm not gonna let nobody bring me into that. And sometimes you might have to deny an interview. I've learned that. Like, sometimes you might have to deny, this is don't really fit me. What you're talking about don't really fit me. If you paid the money, I'm sorry. The podcast went this way. I'm gonna slide you your money back. I'll refund you. You know, sometimes you gotta take that loss, you know? If it you really need to stand on business, stand on your standards.
Of course, I definitely feel all of that, and also to all the people out there who got something to say, definitely, if you ain't hitting my Cash App or my Zelle, it don't matter. That's at the end of the day, because we're trying to get sponsorships around here. We're trying to get paid for doing our podcasts around here, because people gonna criticize all day and night, and there's some people you just gotta accept the fact that you just can't keep them happy. Like, you change one thing, they find something else to complain about. I'm like, you know what? It's you. I really believe you're the problem.
At this point, it's you. Yeah, exactly. You gotta just stick with what you know, and go for what you know. Whatever you feel, just do it. Just do it.
Of course, just do it, because that one person, it's just one person. There are plenty of other people in the world probably tuned into your podcast. There are people in places that you ain't never known. They looking for your podcast. I'm like, so that's the main thing to keep anybody going. So, what is some new advice to anybody wanting to start a podcast? Are you telling them to go for it, or are you telling them, no, we got enough podcasts?
A little bit of both. Man, listen, what you finna talk about? Because listen, you gotta come. Don't just be starting something because you want to talk about whatever. Like, but I can't really tell nobody what to do. If that's what they want, if somebody want to go and start a podcast today talking about wine glasses, you go ahead and start your podcast talking about wine glasses. If that's something that you really want to do, you do that. But make sure, like I said, this is what you really want to do. Don't just get in it. Don't get in it if you want to make money. You're not gonna make no money offhand unless you just coming from, or you got certain connections high up and you know that you're gonna make some money for sure. Then you go ahead and do that. But if you're just starting out and you're getting into it thinking that you're about to just make all this money and do this and that and get these sponsorships, you got to work your way up. I'm talking from experience. I'm sure you know as well. You have to work your way up. You got to build those listeners. You got to build that trust with your listeners and your followers to even get to that point. So don't come in and doing it for that, because you're gonna quit. I'm getting that half the people that you're talking about, if you start during the pandemic and you're not still podcasting now, people, they don't have the longevity to do that. People don't think about the long run. They're trying to get in it, trying to go viral, trying to get the money and all that. That's good. If you're gonna achieve that, you're gonna work hard to achieve that, then you go for it. But what happens when that don't happen right away? Not saying it's never gonna happen for you, but what happens when it doesn't happen right away? Are you gonna quit and give up? This game is longevity. It's not just, I'm in it for this and I'm gonna quit. These podcasts been going for years, and you might not spark off till year 6, year 3. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to put in the work to get to those years? And do you have enough topics to talk about? Are you going to be creative enough? So that's what I would tell somebody. Make sure your creativity is on point. Make sure you can hold conversations. Make sure you can make your guests feel comfortable. It's all about that hospitality. When you have your guests on there, you want to make them feel comfortable. You don't want nobody leaving your show feeling like, oh, I didn't really go too well, or you know what I'm saying? You got to really hone in on your guests and study your guests, study your topics that you want to talk about, or even be of interest in the topics that you're talking about. Don't bring nobody on that you're really not interested in, because it's going to show, and your work is going to show. So that would be my advice. If you want to start a podcast, you better be ready for some longevity up over here because it's gonna take some time and it's gonna take some creativity as well. So if you got that and you driven to do it, by all means, go do it. If you just on here for some
Mm-hmm.
BS, I'm gonna just say we got enough podcasts already. We got enough.
Of course, of course. If you just want to BS, go be a guest on somebody's podcast. You know, it ain't that hard to get
Right.
a guest appearance or on somebody's podcast. And also, people need to know that hey, if you're not gonna be consistent, don't start it. Don't do it because once you get started, it's gonna be hard to stop. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. That's good. I never thought about if you want to talk some BS, go be a guest on somebody's podcast. Don't start with just go be a guest. There's plenty of them. You go
Yeah,
sit down.
because there
Yeah,
are plenty of them that we see all the time on TikTok. It's like they bring the same dumb people on. I'm like, why don't y'all just go be instead of talking to somebody intelligent? But hey, I guess that's what they do. I guess they make their killing off of talking to dumbasses. But not over here. We want to have healthy conversations, of course. So.
yes, 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 yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this says Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Pulling another thing from another one of your episodes. Talk about how does it feel to have people that show up for you. That is an amazing feeling and also it's also a good feeling to show up for others because I can tell when I show up for people, I can tell that they appreciate it. I can tell when they want to reciprocate. So talk about showing up for others because it's definitely important and it will show up for the right people because you can show up for some people, but those people they don't be showing up for you, and I'll be like, what the fuck? I'm out here busting my ass to be there for you, moving heaven to
Mm-hmm.
hell, but you don't do
Mm-hmm.
the same thing for me.
Oh
So
yeah,
what in the hell?
yeah, yeah. So showing up for people, I take that very seriously because and don't do it just for reciprocation. Like, okay, I'm gonna show up for you because I need you to show up for me. I'm gonna show up genuine because people can feel that too. I can tell when you have ulterior motives. But if I'm gonna show up for you, it's because I really know, like, you know what? I'm supporting what you do. Like, I'm supporting you as a friend. I'm supporting you as a partner or however the relationship may be going. With whoever you're showing up for, but just show up for them because they need that support. They need that support. They need you to know that you care. If you truly care about someone, but you're never showing up for someone, then you're kind of contradicting yourself. If you love me, if you support me, I need you to show it. Even if you can't make it to something that I'm doing or something comes up, extend that explanation. Hey, you know what? I'm so sorry that I couldn't make it to this, but I hope it goes well for you. I'm wishing you the best. Blah blah. Now, if it's consistent with that, you want to watch out for that. But just showing up for
Mm-hmm.
people in general and having somebody show up for me, I can tell you how it makes me feel. It makes me feel seen. It makes me feel loved. It makes me feel supported. It makes me feel cared about. And just people showing up for me. It's like, oh wow, you really took some time out your day to do this for me, or to even showing up isn't always acts of service. It's words of affirmations too. I was thinking about you. Hey, Quan, I was thinking about you, and this God put this on my heart, or I just thought about to tell you some kind words, and I've had these moments myself where God put something on my heart, or I just really thought like I need to call this person, and sometimes I didn't do it. That's only hindering the relationship because people need that. People need that to survive off of friendships and relationships. Like, I thought about this person. I'm like, no, I'm gonna call them later, and they might have really need that in that moment. So I had to learn to step outside of myself and be like, you know what? I would want that person to really call my phone if something dropped on them, to call me and, uplift me or just see how I'm doing, because people feel like they too cool nowadays. People feel like they too cool and be like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? They all right. They'll be all right. Your words of affirmation or your act of service by stopping by, popping up, whatever like that, could really lift that person up during that time. You don't know what they're going through, or just they might need to hear that. They just might have wanted to smile right then. So you never know how your words, how your actions can uplift someone. I get a call. My friend called me the other day. He was like, "Man, Quan, you were just on my mind, and what about this? I used to do juicing, making teas and all these herbs and stuff. And why you ain't doing this no more? What happened? I'm like, oh man, I want to buy some juice from you. I want to do this, man. Like you need to start doing that again." And just really uplifted me and encouraged me. And I was like, you know what? you might have thought people forgot about you. You might have thought somebody forgot about you and what you do and what you were, other things that you were passionate about, or how you used to feel about this. And they might have sparked that fire. For me, it sparked that fire in me again. Like, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate that. You recognize those things, and people recognize those things in you. So I think it's very, very important to show up. If you really care about someone, to show up for them and make them feel loved, make them feel wanted. I'm telling you, the relationships I've been in, I've learned, as far as romantic relationships, like, you got to make your person feel wanted. Women, we could
Mm-hmm.
be women always want to feel wanted, always want to feel seen, always want to feel like, heard and everything like that. But men want to feel seen and feel
Yes, we
wanted
do.
as well. You know what I'm saying? Men always known to chase the woman. Ladies, sometimes you gotta chase that man a little bit. Let him know he's still Mr. Hot Stuff. He's still on your list. Like, okay, you know what? You at the top of my list. Like, I like you. Like, let me do something for you. Let me show up for you real quick in a way that you wouldn't expect, or a way that you would expect. And I'm and keep it going too, because men love that too. So it's very, very important to show up for one another.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's definitely important to show for one another. And ladies, if you do that for a man, you better believe he's plotting and planning how to reciprocate. And if he isn't, you need to kick him to the curb, because there are men out here that will reciprocate the love and stuff. So I definitely agree with everything you said about showing up for others, because you just never really know. It's like, because I've had people call me, hey, you do anything with the podcast, keep it going. And I'm like, damn, thank you. I appreciate that, because some days this shit gets stressful. It's like you
Yeah.
see all the criticism, and and then some days you look at the statistics, you're like, are people even listening to me? I'm having these damn good conversations, and so I totally feel that, and but I
This
really feel
is
like,
showing up for each other right now. This is us showing up. I seen your
yes,
post, and you know what? I want to come on your podcast. Like, I want to support I don't know you from a can of paint, but you say, you know what? You're a fellow podcaster. We have that in
mm-hmm,
common. And I know how it is. I'm like, you know what? I want to come on your podcast. I want to have a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I could have
mm-hmm,
been like, no, I'm not going to come on there. Or you could have been like, no, it's okay. I don't want you to come on there. But we came together and we
mm-hmm.
having a great conversation. And this is showing
Mm-hmm.
up for one another.
Yes, that is, because you won't believe how many no's I've gotten over the years. I mean, hey, I'll slide somebody's DMs. I checked out, then they'll be like, oh, it's a no for me. And then I've heard some excuses from people like, hey, oh, my sobriety coach said it wouldn't be a good look for me. But I'm like, ma'am, you don't know that I accommodate people, because I have sober sessions. Like, if somebody will tell me they don't drink, well, guess what? We're not drinking on this episode. But you never know how showing up for others can affect them as well, because and I will tell you this: when a few years ago I spoke at a conference in Baltimore, I had like a few of my friends come with me, and I'm like, I felt invincible. I'm like, God damn, I'm feeling good. I felt good to be on that panel, and they said, "Hey, you were the most energetic." I'm like, you're damn right, because I had some people fly out from Florida to come be with me. So so shout out to those people as well. And also, I know we still got some more time, but if you ever need me to come be on your podcast, you just let me know. I'm only a call away. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank
hey,
you.
you let me know
Yes.
when. And also, if you ever do get back to juicing and stuff, you might have a potential customer in Florida. If you want to ship to Florida, hey, I got you.
I never ship, but I'll ship. I will ship some juice to you.
Yes, yes, I appreciate that, because hey, because that's how we look out for each other. Black folks, we gotta do a better job of looking out for each other and showing up for each other, because other races of people, they do that shit all the time. Like, if
Hmm.
you go to an Indian store, it's a whole full of Indians all working there. Go to the Chinese spots that be in the hood. You see a number of Chinese folks working up in there. But
Yep.
black folks, I don't know what it is about us. We don't keep the shit in the house.
We don't, and then we complain when we don't get support, and we got to really look at it and dial it back a little bit and say, wait, who have I supported? And you mad because ain't nobody supporting you. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
went to not one person's event. You ain't showed up and bought one piece of clothing, chicken wing, drink, whatever you got going on, they selling. You ain't bought nothing. So when you create your business and you are want people to come out for your event, and you like, oh man, nobody showed up, you're not showing up for other people. And you know what I'm
Hello.
saying? Like, you don't do it for reciprocation, but you really do it because you want to support someone, and not
Mm-hmm.
guarantee that support is going to come right back to you.
Yes, you do.
So
You never know because you definitely go out to a place where they got black owned things, black owned swap meet or whatever, and guess what? Shake a few hands and stuff. Tell them what you do. Guarantee that support gonna come back to you because you never know. There might be a sponsor for your podcast right there waiting. You know, hey,
yep,
because you just never
yep,
know. That's the shit. That's why I try to be at them events as well because hey, you never know who might be out there. Might be want to support the podcast or want to or collaborate. You just never know.
yep, absolutely, absolutely.
And you just never know by showing up and but I will get on my friends for this because I remember years ago we went to California. They wanted to go to the swap meet, and I was like, you know what? We should have gone. I should have went with them to that damn swap meet because they went to Compton, they went to LA, they went to Compton, they went to the Compton swap meet. I'm like, man, it looked like it was a good time too, but those the
You
kind
was
of
like,
black.
oh, before it comes, you better go out there and get you something at the swap meet.
Yes. If I ever go out to Cali again, I might just have to go out to Compton again and go to the damn swap meet and tell them, hey, I need y'all shipments to Florida. Hey, but
Yeah.
so what's the biggest difference between Northern California and Southern California?
Ooh, I know it used to be a little rival back in the day, like, oh, Southern California is better than Northern California, and this and that, and it used to be like a little rival. They different word phrases that they say. We say this, they say that. And I remember it was like up north, we used to say hella all the time. Like, oh, you hella crazy, you're hella whack, like you hella this. And now it's like that's a Northern California word, but now the whole world is saying hella. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to us because we did kind of make that we did that word. The difference I would say um the main difference I would say is Hollywood. It's Hollywood, just the culture out there. It's just real uppity, real bougie. Like, but you have those areas up here too, like San Francisco, the Silicon Valley, more like Bay Area type of vibes. I say it's two different cultures because it's like it's more when you think about it, honestly, Southern California is like you have both sides out there. You have your Hollywood side and all that good stuff. Everything is like a cliche out there. Everything's very shallow. I feel like it's not really like cultured for real. But then you have the other side where you have your Comptons, you have your Inglewoods, you have your Long Beach, you have all those other urban areas, the hood areas where
Hmm.
you could get that experience, right? And up here is the same thing. Like you have your bougie side, you have the San Francisco, all that stuff like that. But then you up here, like we getting down there, they crip walking. We got the gang bang, we doing all this. Up here is more like we turned up. We're more like laid back. I feel like California in general is like a laid back state. Ain't nobody doing too much. We're not in the riffraff or nothing like that. We both chill on both sides. But I will say maybe there's the difference. It's like a lot of more politics going on down there. They kind of brought it up here too, but I feel like Southern California is more known for that. And up north, we're chilling, we're dancing. It's just different styles. I would say that different styles because I feel like each side has the same thing, but just different styles, different levels of it. So I would say that's probably like the main difference. And I don't know, I feel like people even like the talking and how we talk, like I seen a post on Instagram and it was like, oh, he from LA because the way they say party. They're like, we're finna go to a party. Like we finna go to this party tonight. Like it's a O instead of an A. We finna go to the party. Like you know, you from LA, you from down south. Because out here we're like, we're finna go to the party. Like we're very like Valley Girl accent like this, or if you talking like this, it's like you might have a little hood in you, but we still not gonna talk how they talk. Like you'll be able to tell if you really like, you go to both sides, you'll know the difference from who's from Northern California, from Southern California.
That's real. I bet that's the difference. But I know whether it's Northern California or Southern California, I know y'all got to deal with them goddamn California taxes. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm like, I don't know how y'all deal with it. It's like
Man,
y'all make me feel good that I'm in a state with no state taxes, but still, I'm in a state where hey, oh, we on the news all the time because a Florida man did this, a Florida man that.
Florida man.
I'm
Florida
like,
man. Who is this Florida man? Because a Florida man is always doing something and it's outrageous when they say it. I'd be like, what Damn, they always got something going on. Florida man, Florida woman. Sometimes like they.
Yeah, yeah. And what's funny is sometimes I can look at it and I'm like, I can tell what part of Florida that was. I can tell that's in the hillbilly part, and I can tell where the niggas are at and stuff. But it's crazy.
Oh man, I went to Florida once. Y'all lived in Florida once. I went to Miami. So it was a cool experience. I didn't really go to the hood spots or anything like that. I did get some of the best Jamaican food I've ever had so far. Actually, I had some good Jamaican food in New York too, but I swear when I went, I can't even remember what the place was called. My friend took me there at the time, and the food was really really good. I'm talking about I had got it right before I got on the airplane to go back to California, and I was knocked out. That whole plane ride, I was knocked out after I ate that food. So food was good. I ended up going to what I went to a nude beach out there. I was like, y'all got nude beaches out here too, like. And I went, and that was my first time actually ever being at a nude beach, and it was an experience. Definitely, I would say that it was an experience. The culture reminds me of I want to say when you go, what was I at on Collins, going down Collins and over
Hmm.
there in that area. I was like, okay, this around me. It gives me a little bit of home feeling of California, a little bit with all the people, the commotion going up and down the street. I'm like, okay, I like this vibe, but very like free, like beach vibes and things like
Hmm.
that. So I liked Florida a lot. I did.
Yeah,
I
but
got to come back.
yes, you do. You definitely got to come back. Definitely got to come back for a visit. Because there's
Yep.
Tampa, there's Orlando. And also I ain't gonna put Jacksonville up there.
What's
Dude,
Jackson? That make the cut.
Jacksonville is cool and all. It's the biggest city of Florida, but ain't much to do, because Orlando,
Mm,
they got Disney World and stuff. They got definitely all the spots, but Tampa got the beaches, got the casinos, got all of that, and I want to tell people that Tampa is more than just MAGA and strip clubs, because that's what
yeah.
people are saying. That's what somebody from Baltimore, of all places, said about Tampa.
What? I gotta go to Tampa, Florida. I didn't go there, but I come back. I want to definitely go to Orlando,
Mm.
and Tampa. I want to go there. I
And
was in like what David County and all that, and
mhm.
then I strolled through. I was like, where the Zoes at? What's going on? What you know, I was the hood real quick. I want to see what's going on and get me out of there immediately. But I want to at least stroll through.
Yeah, that's shit. That's the same thing I said because I remember seeing some TikTokers saying, "Hey, there's rough parts of Northern California." I'm like, "What?" Because I knew about like Compton and Watts, and I'm like, "What? They got rough parts of Northern California? That's
They
crazy."
definitely have rough parts of Northern California. I mean, my city within itself is like one of the cities. Like, oh, like Stockton. Like you're from Stockton. Like some people are like, "What's Stockton?" When they look it up and they see what's going on, they were like, "Oh, okay." Like they do got some little rough areas up there. You got Oakland. You got your Oakland. You got certain parts of Sacramento that's rough.
Hmm.
Just Richmond. Everybody know about Richmond, California. It's like
Hmm.
okay. You got okay, I see now. Like stay away from here. You leave San Francisco, you go across that bridge, you're like, okay, lock your doors. But they even I think when was that? When after a little bit after COVID and everything like that, a couple years, people were breaking into cars, and they're like, if you're a guest, if you're a tourist or anything like that, and you're going to the Bay Area, make sure you lock your cars or you park in a parking garage because they were what is called bipping. They're gonna bip your car, which is they're gonna break into your car and steal all. Don't leave your luggage in there and everything like that. So that was a whole thing, and still, I would still be careful now. You don't hear it as much, but they're like, oh, don't park your car over here or don't park your car over in this area because somebody gonna break into your car and your stuff gonna be gone or take all your personal belongings out your car. So it's definitely some rough parts of Northern California. It ain't just Compton and Inglewood and all that. It's up north for sure too.
Mm. Now I remember my therapist years ago told me that Oakland is where all the black people at. Is that still true? That's
Yes.
still true. And,
It's still true. They trying to the white folks is trying to trickle on and gentrify everything, and it feels weird to me because I've been going to Oakland. Oakland's about an hour away from me. And I've been going to Oakland because I have family out there. I've been going there since I was a child. And just to see the amount of white folk that's coming into Oakland now. I'm like, y'all was scared to come here back in the day. Like, oh, that's where the niggas is at. Okay. And now they're coming in and they see there's a value in the properties and things, and trying to buy a lot of businesses and places out to bring their own stuff in there too. So it's like, I still feel a little weird when I go to events or I'm out walking in Oakland and doing things like that, and I see white people walking around. I'll be like, oh, that's white people out here for real now. Like, they're not scared no more. I don't think of us like, and that could be a problem within itself. But they out there. It's more than what it was. The percentage has definitely changed. There's a lot more white folks out there than it was before, but it's still majority niggas. I would say that for sure.
Yeah. The only disappointing thing about me watching Oakland, I'm like, Oakland lost all the sports teams all within a matter of time. Like, first it was the Warriors, then it was the Raiders, and then now it's the Athletics. I'm like, I actually feel bad for Oakland, because how the hell you lose 3 sports teams in a small amount of time? I'm like, God damn.
Yeah,
but yet they're trying to gentrify it. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I'm like, when the Raiders really like moved to Vegas, and I'm just like, okay, I thought it was gonna be temporary or something. No, they got the whole stadium. That is where they're at now. Like, dang, y'all really ain't got no football team no more. Like, what's going on in the Warriors, and just
The Warriors
even
that moved to
like
San Francisco.
yeah, San Francisco, and then the San Francisco had the 49ers. They were playing in San Francisco, but now they're in Santa Clara. So it's like everything's getting moved around and every which way. So it's like, okay, what's really going on? Like, and I'm not even a sports person, and I feel bad when I heard all that stuff is happening. I see it happening. It's like, but them Oakland people, they're gonna ride or die. They still gonna. That's still our team. That's still. I don't care wherever they move to. Like, Oakland Raiders is a Las Vegas Raiders or whatever they want to call now, and they still diehard Oakland Raiders fans. Like, they don't play when it comes to something that's theirs. They don't play. So
I respect it too. Gotta respect it, because they diehards, and I would imagine that their hearts are broken when Oakland just up and left for Las Vegas, and then they lost 2 teams Las Vegas because the Athletics trying to get there as well. So but. My heart goes out to you, Oakland people. I still want to visit, though. I still definitely want to visit Oakland. Because hey, that's why all the black people had, allegedly. So we still there. I still want to go for a visit, y'all. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. So there's a topic I got to revisit. It's called love or lust. Would you rather have short-term love or long-term lust?
Oh man.
Because I saw this a few weeks ago. I've been meaning to talk to it, and I looked at the things you talk about. I'm like, you're the perfect person to talk to us about. Let's revisit love and lust.
Oh, that's, you know what? Because I'm like, I'm a lover girl at heart. So if you say short term love, that means the heartbreak is going to come with that, because it's short term. However it ends, it's going to end because it's short term. So automatically, I'm like, oh, but at least you get to experience the love part. It's going to come in as powerful, as passionate. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to brace yourself for that ending. And I hate endings, especially when, what I'm saying, you feel that love that you really need to be exposed to. And you have long-term lust. And that's just like a situation. It's a situationship, basically. It's gonna keep going. Um, I really don't know. I want to say love, just because if you've never got a chance to experience love, and even if it's for a short period of time, you can say that you experienced it. Like, oh, I never felt this type of energy before. I never felt this type of love before. You can have the lust all day long, but you both know, like, it's the long-term lust and they never going to turn into nothing. It might, but just to have that love and really have everything that comes with that, even though it's going to end eventually, I would still choose love over just lust.
Yeah, I definitely felt the same way. I would definitely choose that short term love, because once you know how it feels, what it feels like, you know how to try to get it back. You got to have the mindset of, I'm gonna get this back again, and this time it's gonna be for that long term. Whereas lust, it's like, you already know that. Most times, you already know that it's just a one night stand, and that's it. And most times, like, if you rub one out or you play with a vibrator, you might that lust feeling might go away after a few minutes because that's how
Yep.
you know it ain't real. So it's like because I can't be lusting after somebody for years because you can lust after somebody and then finally get them and you realize that this person ain't shit.
Mm.
And that'd be the worst.
Yep.
I've been eyeing this girl or you've been eyeing this guy for a while. You finally get him and you realize everybody was right that this person ain't shit. This person ain't good for me. They ain't really nothing. They just all looks.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the worst. It's like, dang, you know what? And it's like, after you get the sex, you just look at him, you be like, all right, like I'm out. I'll see you next time. Like you only called him like it's up for a booty call. Like I'm only calling you when I want some. I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not doing none of that other stuff. I'd rather have all that in one. So give me the love, baby. I want the sex. I want the wine and dine. I want the conversations. I want the laughter. I want the companionship. I want the intimacy. I want all of that. Give me that. I don't want to just, all right, that was cool. See you next time. I've never been that type of person. Just keep a fling going this whole like for a long time. Like it has to be something else there that's keeping me too because I'm gonna get bored with you and then it's gonna be short term for me because I can't operate like that. So,
Yeah, I
I rather
feel
take
that.
it.
I definitely feel that
Mm-hmm.
as well because it's like, it's like after that sex, it's like that's all you call this person for. I'm like, damn, can't even cuddle, can't be spontaneous. Or if I see something like if we riding, if I'm seeing a nice restaurant, I can't even call you to be like, hey, let's try this restaurant. Or if I'm ever just in the store and I'm like, this looks like a nice store, she gets some things, so I can't spoil this person. I can't hit you with all the acts of all the words of affirmation, all of the love languages and stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel that. So it's like you can have the long term lust because I'm deep down. I am a lover man, even though I've been through some bullshit. I try to still be
Yeah.
the lover man because I can't make because I'm a monster. You can't make everybody pay for what one dumbass did. So you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's be hard too to try to come back from what dumbass people did. Like, oh, why you just couldn't? I just you gotta feel what you gotta feel. I'm going through it right now. I'm going through it right now. Like, okay, let me just feel my feelings. Let me, what I'm saying, let me go through the motions. And not just because this person didn't act right, don't mean the next person is not gonna act right. But you always gotta give yourself time so you don't put that on the next person as well. So
Yeah, of course, that's the main thing you gotta do is always give yourself time because the rebounds, they know when they're rebound, they feel that energy. They can definitely feel that energy. And also you feel that energy too, because
yeah.
you half assing it when you know damn well if you like this person, you gonna go all in. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to bullshit with nobody. So I totally feel that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And speaking of relationships and stuff, what are some things people need to start doing for 2026? Because I know you about tired of hearing this on the podcast. People complaining about, oh, the dating pool is trash. This relationship is trash, or oh, men ain't this, women ain't this. And a few weeks ago, I just had somebody on the podcast who was in a healthy relationship, and they said that a relationship is not that hard if you have the right person. So it can be done because I done had plenty of people. They speak glowingly about their partner, so I'm like, damn, is the partner here? Shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
what do you think people need to do for 2026 in order to get ready for 2026 and beyond?
Um, Pay attention. If you have a partner, if you already in a relationship, I would say if you have a partner already, to pay attention to them. Pay attention to what they like, what they don't like. Have those check-ins, those weekly check-ins. 'Cause that was something I was supposed to be doing in my last relationship, and we didn't really. I feel like it wasn't. I won't say it wasn't the right person because I'm still sorting that out. I don't know, but I would say definitely have those check-ins and see where each other is at and how you feeling about the relationship, how they feeling about their day, how their week is. Really take that time to connect. Like you have to make time to connect. Going out, doing this, having fun, and just doing stuff on the whim, like just having fun with each other. Never stop being friends with each other. You always want to keep that open communication. I say communication is the number one priority, the number one thing in your relationship that's gonna make it work. If you're not communicating, I don't care if this you feel like it's this small or it's this big. Communicate it. Like you have to keep that line of communication open. Be real with each other. Honesty and communication in a relationship. If you are with somebody and you're honest and you're saying you're putting everything out on the table, out on the forefront, and they have a problem with that, then that person is not the right person for you, because you should be able to go to your partner and say whatever you know. If they're not able to receive it right then hey, give me a moment. I'm not able to receive this right now, or I need to process this. They need to be able to have that emotional maturity enough to do that, and then circle back around to it, like, hey babe, you know, give me about an hour, let me think about it, and y'all come back and y'all are able to have an adult grown conversation about it, and handle things swiftly. Conflict management is important. Just being able, like I said, open, honest. And if you are single, take your time, date them all. That's for men and women. Don't be getting mad because they dating 2, 3 other people. If you ain't standing out to them, you not standing out to them. You wasn't meant to be with that person. Maybe y'all just meant to be friends. It sometimes ain't. It's not always a fuck you situation. Like, oh, they dating other people, they doing this, so fuck them, whatever. No, maybe y'all meant to help each other in different areas of life. Everybody is put in your life for a reason. You meet everybody for a reason. I believe that. So they might not be in a romantic partnership with you. They might be trying to help you get your podcast leveled up. They might be trying to help you, you know, get your credit right, or they might know this person, I connect to this person, or whatever. So always keeping open minds. Always be respectful. Take your time, fill a person out. Sometimes it takes you longer than it should to really get to know someone wholly and truly. You could be with somebody for 2 months and like, okay, I'm gonna date them now. Then you find out they got a whole nother life, you know, and it's like, oh my God, I wish I would have took my time. So ladies, fellas, take your time. Don't just hop into nothing because you are lonely. Date them, enjoy them, court them. Ladies, if you letting this man spend, you know, 3, 4 dates on you, you know what? Get the tab one time. It's okay. You know, take you on that fifth date. You know what I'm saying? I got it. You know what I'm saying? Or I just thought something of you. Or if he has kids or she has kids, oh, I got your kids something. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't necessarily have to meet the kid, but I'm just thinking of you. You know, because I respect you and what you come with and what you're about, and let them know you're interested if you really are interested. And take your time. If you're in a relationship, take your time. If you're not in a relationship, definitely take your time getting into one.
I feel that. I definitely feel that with taking your time, because you definitely got to take time with everything and stop trying to rush it, because, you know, and quit trying to keep up with your friends, because I know some people, you might be in a group where you're the only one that's single and you got all these couples, friends and stuff. Definitely take your time no matter what. Stop trying to keep up with others. But the biggest thing I will tell people is to heal. Heal from
Yeah.
all of the bullshit, you know, whether you're in a relationship or you're single, you need to heal, because hurt people hurt others. And for my people in
Mhm.
relationships, it's only a matter of time. It ain't just one, because eventually someone's gonna trigger that hurt and all hell gonna break loose. So, and also if you need help healing, you need to tell your partner, hey, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Your partner should be your safe space. For all my single
Yes.
people, I need y'all to hang in there. Like she said, date them all. Date as many people as you can to find that right one, and may the best person win. And also, stop trying to compete with the other person. Stop trying to compete with the others. Be you, because the right person is going to find out, you know? Don't, yeah, because I know some people that be trying to compete with, oh, so and so this, so and so that. For what? For that woman? And what happens when you get her? Are you going to be happy?
Mhm. Mhm.
Exactly. Because
Exactly.
I
You
know
find
a
out later
lot.
if you really like her. That'll work.
Yeah, and also we gotta quit being territorial. Like, if you don't like her, let that person live. Damn, like, because I know there are some women out there, they'll see a man, a woman, they'll see somebody in a relationship, they'll try to slide in the DMs, or ex boyfriend or ex girlfriend might come out to woodwork. It's like, hey, big head, and some of y'all dumbasses fall for that shit. I'm like, because I guarantee you,
That's your position.
they're trying to trick you out your blessing, because guess what? They gonna fall for the, oh, reminiscing over the good times and shit, ignoring all the dumb shit that happened. Oh,
Yep.
oh, and they're gonna show you that they changed for only about 30 to 90 days, and then it's gonna be
Mhm.
back to their bullshit.
Listen. Don't. Nelly and Ashanti spent the black. Okay, it's working for
Uh huh.
them. You gotta take heed, take precaution when it comes to spinning the block. Sometimes it works,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it don't. You need to see if y'all just broke up 3, 4 months ago. When he come back, I'm all okay, I'm ready. I talked to the lady. No, I want to see some change. Like I want to see, and if they do come around, spin the block, date them. Just because y'all was in a relationship before, don't you make them start all over again. We finna go on dates. We finna take our time before I say yes. I'm ready to be with you again. Oh yes, I see a change. I need to see the change. I need to see what it look like when we get in an argument or when there's some conflict arising. I want to see every problem that you have with that person in the past. If you spin the block, you need to make sure when that situation come back
Mm-hmm.
around that they handle it differently. You gotta see how their character speaks for them. It's gonna speak volumes. If the same thing is happening, baby girl, baby boy, don't do it. Don't do
Please
it.
don't do it.
Make them show that effort. Make them show that change. Make them see. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
let them tell you that for sure.
Yes, make them show you their words, you know what I'm saying? This is where acts of service come in. Make them back up their talk. And for my people with kids, and if you're a single parent, don't go back to the other parent, y'all. Unless that parent shows you that they're really about to change. If not, just keep the relationship cordial for the kid, you know. Y'all ain't gotta be together, you know what I'm saying? Because if it didn't work before, what makes you think it's gonna work now? Especially if they don't show the
Absolutely.
change. Because you know what? Because I realized that baby mamas and baby dads can get very spiteful if they see somebody new showing up. Like, because
Yeah.
I've heard stories about women, they will put their man on child support just because, mind you, he doing everything right, but he got a new woman in the picture. So now here's the child support. That's messed up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. Be better.
Yes, don't be bitter. Be better. Listen, y'all. Overall for
Yeah.
relationships. And also, can we stop with the for all my other podcasters out there, can y'all stop with the toxic people, you know, stop having the toxic guests and stuff. And also, if you're still gonna do that, just continue to do that in peace. But to all the listeners out there, you ain't gotta receive that shit. Stop, because I've seen somebody go up to a podcast host and complain to them what they're talking about. I'm looking at you stupid because why are you even listening? You're like, if what they're saying does not speak with you, it's not resounding to you, don't turn it off. Because guess what? There's plenty of good podcasters out there that's ready to show love, not spew the toxic bullshit.
Exactly. You ain't gotta listen to it. They ain't put no gun in your head. Go ahead and turn off. That means you like it a little bit. You want to be toxic too.
Uh huh. And I've been look like, and I look at some podcasts, I'm like, yeah, the person is beautiful, but they are dumb as rocks. I'm like, I just don't understand some of their mindsets, you know. And that's another thing I will say about relationships. Y'all got to come with the right mindset for 2026. Y'all got to come with a healthy
Mm,
mindset that's going to work out, whether it's with this person or another person. And also, stop looking at people of trying to see what you can use for them. See how you guys can collaborate and come together and really build shit. Because
yeah,
it's more special to say you're a power couple to be like, hey, we built this together instead of,
yeah.
oh, one person was building and all the person just showed up and did nothing.
Exactly. What do you add? If you looking for what somebody can add to you, what can you add to them? Ask yourself that before. If you can't add nothing going into any relationship, then you don't need to be in a relationship until you develop some skills and work on yourself. And like, you know what, I can add this to this person's life and it will be a beneficial to them and not how everything can benefit you. It gotta be a team effort.
And you listen, it definitely got to be a team effort. People, we need to, that's how it needs to be. And if you're willing to go for the team, if you find that person that's willing to say, hey, this is a team effort, that's the one you need to work with. Because a lot of people nowadays, they pool gets fucked up and it's trashy because a lot of people nowadays, they're just looking for what can you do for me, or they're trying to see how they can use you, or they're trying to get you before they get got, or, you know.
Yeah, I
It,
agree.
it's a rough world out here for single people, so.
It's hard. It's hard. Take your time. So I said, take your time, young man.
Of course,
Don't rush.
always.
Yeah.
Always just take your time, y'all. I don't care what kind of pressure people put you under. I don't care if I know we just had Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't care that the one of your aunties or your grandmama or somebody may be asking you, when you gonna meet somebody, when you gonna bring somebody home. Y'all the
Don't
last
let them
person.
rush you.
Don't let
Don't
them
let them
rush
rush
them.
you.
Don't let
Especially when
them rush
auntie's
them.
still single. Auntie still be single. Talking about when you getting a man. When you getting a man, auntie? Don't ask me. Don't worry about me. Worry about you and Stanley that you've been talking to for 8 years and y'all ain't met in the physical.
Uh
Okay.
huh. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Or don't listen to them uncles that be like, hey, where you gonna bring a girl around? I'm like, I don't need you. Where your woman at? I'll wait.
Right, exactly.
Where your person at? And even if they do, even if they are in a relationship that's been 30 or 40 years together, don't you want to learn from them, but take it for a grain of salt, because hey, I know y'all been in a relationship for 30, 40 years, but still, if y'all give me toxic bullshit, I'm not gonna listen to it.
Exactly.
Exactly. So what you got planned for 2026?
Um, just keep building. Like I'm excited. I have my podcast studio that I have going on, and just really promoting that more. I have some ideas in my head for commercials that I want to shoot. Just reaching out and not being afraid to reach out to certain guests, even if I have to pay to get these people on. Sometimes you have to pay to get these people on, and it's not always about, oh, who can I just get? I'm just get this person. I want to broaden my horizons in 2026 for sure, and stop playing it small. I always play it small because I want to play it safe. And sometimes you just gotta go big, or stay where you at, because playing it safe and playing it small gonna keep you right where you're at. If you want to reach those levels and go above and beyond, you have to go above and beyond and put yourself in those rooms and reach out to certain people. The worst thing somebody could tell you is no. You can always reach out to other people that you might get a yes from, and that yes might be the one that change the trajectory of your outcome, of your business, of your life, of your goals. So I'm a really go hard for myself. I'm not people pleasing no more. I always tell people I'm a recovering people pleaser. I'm not making nobody feel comfortable no more. I'm not shrinking myself to make you feel comfortable. So if you don't like what's going on, move around, as they say. Go ahead and move around, because I'm coming in and I'm standing on my boundaries. I'm standing on my businesses and my business, and that's just it. I'm really standing up for myself. I used to stand up for other people and just making sure everybody else and everything was comfortable and copacetic. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to stir up nothing because of how I feel. But at the end of the day, I had to realize I'm the one that sits with myself at the end of the day, and I want to make myself feel comfortable. I want to be able to sit down and be like, you know what, this ended up happening, but I feel better. I don't want to be like, oh, this person feel good, but dang, now I'm left feeling like this. Like, I don't like to feel like that. So definitely standing up for myself all 2026, standing on business, setting those boundaries, going big or not at all. If I want to do something, I'm going to go for it with no hesitation, and just really getting back to myself, just got a relationship. And so I'm still trying to get myself back grounded and figured out, and learn those lessons from what happened, and take that and move forward positively, and don't let it affect me in a negative way. So 2026 is really going to be a renewing for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, I'm looking forward to that as well. That sounds wonderful. And you said you got a podcast studio. You might give me a reason to fly to California now.
Yeah, come
Man,
on now, we can record at the studio.
yes. Lastly, why do people need to subscribe to QuaniTEA Radio?
Because you're gonna hear some real conversations. Okay, you're gonna hear real conversations, real opinions, real thoughts. You might get inspired, or you will get inspired, not a might. Like I said, I talk about a different variety of things, and you never know, the time you tune in, it might be exactly what you need to hear. I'm always on a positive, uplifting. You get to hear different people's stories, their backgrounds, where they come from, and what they've been through. So the person that they have now, the opportunities that they made for themselves now, and it's just a big ball of inspiration, fun, laughter, learning. Might be a little crying on there because it gets real. You know what I'm saying? So if you want some real life stories and some real life truth, stop by QuaniTEA Radio.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, QuaniTEA, for coming on, having a drink with me today on this episode of Liquor Talk.
Yes.
Thank you for blessing Liquor Talk with your presence. Whenever you're ready for me to come on, I might be in Florida, but I'm just a DM away. But I definitely appreciate you. You're wonderful. Definitely look forward to collaborate with you again.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed this conversation, and thank you
Yes.
again for having me on. I appreciate it.
And thank you, listeners, that pulled up with us, whatever you on, whether you're on brown, white, rum, or beer, whatever you on. Thank you. And thank you to all the listeners out there. Please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. This has been the Liquor Talk Podcast. Until the next episode, peace.